Hello and good evening, although God knows what time it is when you're watching this. Anyway, I want to show you an image and we're going to take a little walk around this image taken by Curiosity on Mars. And the image that we're looking at is from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It's NASA's own image taken by Curiosity. We're not going to mess around with it. If NASA has messed around with it, then that's up to them. But we are going to be looking at their picture. So what we do, you've got the link in the description. You can take a look at it for yourself. You can download it yourself. Okay, you just click here. I've already downloaded it and I've got it right here. So let's take a look. Okay, so let's just look at the original image. So that's it, and it's actually very good quality. It's high resolution, it's very good. The problem is when we want to zoom in, we're going to lose quality. Okay, but we're going to have to zoom in. Okay, and this is what I find. There's a few things here. Okay, now first of all, let's not zoom in too far just yet because we want to appreciate the good quality that we have while we've got it. Okay, so I want to be talking about this area over here where you see my mouse. Let me just enlarge the screen so we can look at the full thing. There we go. Okay, so this area here, and what I'm going to suggest, and we'll zoom in and take a closer look. A few things I want to point out. We've got a humanoid figure here, and we've got a house-like structure here. We've got what looks to be like a stairway here. And we got something in the sky, something strange in the sky. Now, I have seen people suggest that this is a duck, which I think is rather silly because, I mean, why would there be a duck on Mars? What I would suggest is that it could be a creature of some kind, or it could just be a very big coincidence that there's a rock there that looks like a creature in the shape of a creature. It'd be a very strange thing, but strange things have happened. Okay, so just a couple of things to point out before we zoom in and take a look at these anomalies. First of all, one thing that struck me, and it never ceases to amaze me. You know something? It looks to me like there's been rain on this ground. This ground does not look dry to me. It looks a little bit damp. It looks like it's been a little bit compact and damp. It looks like, to me, there's been recent rain. It doesn't look like dry and parched. Another thing, looks very similar to places on Earth, doesn't it? If you go into the desert, looks, you would always think that you're in a little, looking out of your car, somewhere in the desert on Earth. Okay, right. Let's take a look. Let's just go in here right now and take a look at this. Okay. Let's just. What am I doing? Here we go. Right. Okay. So first of all, let's take a look at this humanoid type creature. I'm going to show you a couple of other things in a minute. Okay, now, what strikes me and what makes me suggest this is a few things. Let me qualify what I'm saying because it doesn't look very clear because we've zoomed in so far and lost quality. Okay, but what we see is we see lighter colours within this figure, which suggests some kind of clothing. Okay, we see like a head type shape if you follow my mouse. We see kind of shoulders. We see a whole sort of torso area and legs. We do see the components of a body here. It doesn't just look like a blob of darker colour. And yes, darker colour. Because if you look at the rocks around are all a very uniform shade. Okay, and yet here we have a very distinct, different shade. Okay. Looks to be a humanoid type shape and figure. Like I say, the little light parts, there's like arms, and you know what? Looks to me, if you look at the kind of the way that the figure is kind of standing, and that looks to me like one leg forward. It looks like, if you're descending down a slope, especially like a big boulder, you think of yourself. If you're on a big boulder like this and you're descending and you're going very carefully. So, the way that you would kind of lean back, put a foot forward, keep the weight on the back leg. It looks to me as though this figure is taking a step Obviously it's a still picture, we're not seeing footage here, so we can't see him moving, but it looks as though he's moving in that manner. Okay, now this is another very interesting thing right here. This structure looks very much like a building to me. We see here a roof type shape, and we see like very straight, like a straight wall here. It's straight. It's a very distinct shape. It looks like a very purposeful shape. Unlike, it almost looks like a wall. I mean, you can almost see. If I zoom in any more, we're just going to lose so much quality. It's just not going to be a fair assessment. But yeah, so that's very strange objects as well. Okay, well, take a look for yourself. Judge for yourself. Now, I'm not saying 100% that this is all as I'm saying it is. It's just, it's worth considering. Now, this to me looks like a stairway because you can almost see the steps. In fact, you can see the steps. If you take a good look, you can see the steps. Perhaps if we zoom out a bit, we'll see them even clearer. But it looks like a very purposed, sort of break in the boulder there. I mean, we've got them other places. We've got them here. Obviously, that's not wide enough to be steps, and that looks to be natural to me. Just, like a natural groove in the rock. But this looks to be done on purpose. Okay. And then, of course, we have this here. It looks like something in the sky. And whatever it is, I believe that it's not an artificial flying object, unless it's like some kind of a probe or robotic thing that is doing aerial photography or something. I don't know. But it looks to me like it's some kind of creature because it's so small. I mean, if we zoom out, we don't even see it at all. But that's not the only spot. There's actually another spot as well. And I didn't even notice this when I was looking to do my video before. There's obviously a spot there, and I don't think it's a mark on my screen, no. And I didn't even notice that before. I'm just noticing it now. That looks to me like a light in the sky, which is interesting. Okay, right, anyway. So, I want to now show you what could possibly be a spaceship. Okay, just over here, we've got a very rounded type of structure. Could possibly be a spaceship. If I zoom in a little bit, we'll take a better look. It's sort of ribbed. It's got definite shape to it, and we can see like openings. It just looks like a definite shape, and it also looks, just strange that it's near where stuff is happening. Here we've got like a cave as well. Okay, there's actually other anomalies going on in this picture. I've only spoken about the ones that I feel has got some mileage. Other people have pointed out other things of which I just don't think are clear enough to make mention of. Apart from, if I can find it again, here where my mouse is, we've got yet another object in the sky. Let's take a closer look. That's similar to the last one I showed you. It's not nothing. In fact, when you see an object in the sky, you've got a very plain background, so, if there's something there, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. So there you go. So tell me your thoughts. Have a look. Decide for yourself. Tell me what you think.